Good morning, Shayne.
Buenos dias.
How are you?
Man, I am great. I'm doing my best to be my best. How you
Well,
doing?
I am good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. How was your weekend?
Weekend was great. We brought another championship home to the Hall's household. This time was a flag football championship. We did that. Came in there. Got a little cute for a little while. Game was a little tight, but we pulled it out at the end. Shout out to our quarterback Chance. I don't know what he ate that morning, but Chance was throwing dimes.
He
Like
had
he
his
was a little.
Wheaties.
Oh my gosh, he was a little Aaron Rodgers out there, man. Tight spirals the whole game. Not one wobbly
Really?
pass. I'm like, this kid was on fire. So
That
yeah,
is so
we brought that
funny.
home. We brought that
How
championship
hot
home.
was it? Wasn't it hot?
It was hot as balls. Goodness gracious, it was hot. It was mid 90s, upper 90s.
And what
That
time
day.
was the game?
1:15 at the peak of the
Oh,
sun.
of the
The
hotness.
sun was in the sunniness of the
Jeez.
sunning. Goodness gracious, it was
Oh
hot.
my gosh. Well, congratulations. Are you gonna do it
Yeah,
again next year?
man, I have to. No, I mean, I think I should because
You
I
owe it
mean,
to the people?
I owe it. I owe it to all the emotional, non-melanated individuals who was upset at my brashness as the coach to give it to them one more time. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Well, maybe, yeah. So maybe everybody want to be on your team now.
exactly. We had one parent come up from the other team asking me if I'm gonna be coach because he thinks his son will do well on my team. Another little dude just straight up came up and told me that he gonna be on my team next season. Literally walked up to me and was like, "Hey, you coaching?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "I'm playing on your team next season. Get at me." And then he walked away.
That
I'm like,
is so funny.
"Okay,
Like,
cool. If you say so, my dude.
that's
If you say
funny.
so." But yeah, so it was a
Oh,
fun
don't
weekend.
get accused of recruiting.
Oh, come on now. No, that is. I'm trying to build a power squad, and so this was like through I-9 or
Uh-huh.
whatever, and so they're not the most. Um, I guess it's just a mix of like competitive levels or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't really have a lot of practices, and so they also have a basketball season, and they only play like one day a week. So on Sundays they have a basketball practice and basketball game. I think I'm
Okay.
signing up my AAU boy to go play on Sundays over there on the I-9 shit, just for him to have like a little, like warm up play game
Yeah.
every week. Something just for him to oddly dominate and just have fun with or whatever. So
Well, I got
really,
an email from Jack. I guess it's the coach, the basketball coach. So as you guys know, Jackson got into a little car accident last year and he was not able to play basketball. And that's why he transferred to public school so he could play basketball. And he was very bummed. But he's been playing and he's been working out every day. Every day.
ooh, he getting
So
ready.
yeah, so and it's so funny. I saw him, he was going to the bathroom with his shirt off, and he has an 8 pack.
That
He's
boy's ripped,
slim though,
ready
but
to go.
he's ripped. So I saw the schedule. They have two, either Mondays or Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I saw what their schedules, their practices, and they want him to do some strength training and boxing or something. So
No, man,
yeah,
coordination.
yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was for me. I was like, did my husband sign me up for something? I was like, oh no, it says Decatur High School. Okay, who are we, Shane?
man, who are we? We are two uncensored, seasoned corporate veterans who are here to, shed some light, give some insights on the lessons we learned from things we went through in our corporate life, in hopes that you don't make the same mistakes. And if you do, if you happen to do the same thing that we did, yeah, at least laugh while you do it.
Right. I know. I don't. So, I mean, this weekend I didn't really do much. Yeah, I did absolutely nothing other than cook. Saturday I went furniture shopping with my sister. Oh, she listened to our episode too. I said, "Did you hear me say your last name by mistake?" She said, "Yes." Like, sorry.
It was like, yo, you putting
So
all my business
sorry.
out here on
Yeah,
these streets.
sorry. People be calling her. Um. So, all right. So, hot topics,
Mm,
and I'll just say that I'm keeping up with what happened in Hawaii and Maui because that was absolutely awful. But other than that, I have really not been. I've been avoiding the news.
right.
The local news is so tragic. I mean, the other night it almost gave me nightmares. Like a story so heinous came on.
Which one?
I can't. I'm not going to repeat it. I have not repeated it to
Okay.
anybody. I changed. I turned the TV off and then thought, okay, I would avoid the news. Then I saw it made national news. I was like, oh my gosh. Then somebody post about it on Facebook. I hid that comment. I was like, I can't. I can't. I can't. I
Lord, you
cannot.
are great at giving like a little tease because now I need to know
No, it's
what's
so
going on.
no, and I'm not doing it to do that because it was literally traumatizing,
Oh, that
traumatizing.
sucks.
More so than than people yeah, in Hawaii is just awful. But so all right, so I know you have a theory. So
Yeah,
apparently none of the
so
warning systems alarms worked and people had no advance notice, right?
yeah,
And
now
so
so there's a theory in these streets that Hawaii has just signed a lot of like bills to convert Hawaii into a very like digital landscape where
mhm.
we're talking about from the buildings to your like pay systems, the whole 9 yards, right?
Okay.
And the way, if you look at the way things are destroyed in Hawaii, it
Okay.
almost feels like that it was more so of a,
Intentional?
yeah, like an intentional, I don't want to use attack, but
Okay,
intentional
so
destruction of the area in order to rebuild it up on the
okay.
digital level that they wanted to be built on. As opposed
Okay.
to let's get rid of this, how you get rid of all the residents, you get rid of all this landscape. Because now everything, if you've seen the pictures, everything has to be torn down. And
Right,
now
and the
everything has to be
homes and,
rebuilt.
in Hawaii, the people who are native there, they get those like, that land it's almost like having controlled rent in New York City.
Yep.
But they can never, do anything. They can't they can't remodel it. They can't do anything to it. They can do absolutely nothing to the structures. Isn't that
Unless
weird?
the
They
structures
get
are all burned down.
exactly, but then if the structures are burned down, are they still theirs?
Ah, see, now we're getting to the layers behind the layers
Oh my god, you don't
because
think somebody would I mean,
oh,
that's
I definitely do.
sick.
What are you talking about? Like all these, you don't believe that all these destructive earthquakes in Haiti are just happenstance. No, like those are planned earthquakes. See, there's like,
How do you plan an
oh,
earthquake?
you didn't know that there's weather controlling systems by the government? No, that's not even me. That's not even a conspiracy theory. That's just something that they've admitted. A long list of things the government has admitted over the last couple of years, while we've been worried about COVID and aliens and all this stuff, has also been the ability to control their weather. It's just
I
what
think you
they've
have touched on that before.
like, so they snuck all the stuff past us. So I don't believe that anything that happened in Hawaii was happenstance or an accident. I think they did it on purpose to
Why not warn people? Why have that stuff fail? Uh, to so people to save
more
lives.
destruction. Well, why not warn the people
Oh my gosh.
in Haiti that the earthquakes were coming? Like they don't care. You talking as if the government cares about the people.
I
They
have a
don't care
sister who
about our
was
people.
she used to be flight attendant. She was actually in she was in where was she? She was on the other side, Dominican,
Hmm.
years ago, like maybe like 30 years ago, and there was an earthquake and she she fell out of her bed. She thought because she was drunk and there was an earthquake. She
It
called
was an
downstairs like,
earthquake.
"What's going on?" They're like, "It's an earthquake."
Exactly. No, yeah.
Santo Domingo.
Once you look at the list of food that is banned in other countries
Mhm.
that the FDA allows us to eat
Not just
and
food, stuff
consume,
that goes in our
everything.
shampoos, our
Yeah,
lotions,
our
everything.
clothing. Yeah, no, like look at all the stuff.
We don't even need to be embalmed. We don't decompose.
All this shit that we have inside of us that they allow for
Mhm.
you, then you realize, oh wait, yeah, the government don't care about us over here. They don't care. They. I mean, something as simple as like food coloring, like red dye and yellow dye and blue dye, things that you will never find in other countries, are just
Oh man, I
just
used to wear this fuchsia pink blush when I was in high school, and I loved it. I got from this little makeup place downtown near the bank, which the bank
yeah,
was an old bank they converted into like boutique stores and stuff. And I remember I went down to get it, and they're like, "Sorry, it was discontinued at cancer." The pink had a cancer causing agent in it.
yeah. I
I'm like,
mean,
okay.
it's what goes on around here in the U.S. of A. You know, but what you gonna do about it? What you do? You can just keep up with
So
with
red or blue pill or green or
yeah,
blue pill,
exactly.
right?
Do you want to know or do you want to be ignorant to it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like how you got to go through life. Also, something else I learned this weekend. There was a song, the song Jerusalem that was really big a couple years ago, and turns out that it's like,
Oh, that song. Yeah, 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 yeah. I
yeah,
saw it on you. You sent it to me on
yeah,
IG.
it's a Christian song. And this shit has been
Yeah.
like popping in the clubs all over the place. It's crazy. Crazy.
Oh, people, yeah, you see the words.
Yep.
That yeah, I did see that.
Well, we got to
Oh,
skip over
wait a
that.
minute. How about that song like that at doom da da doom doo. That's a
Yeah.
white dude. That's a I think
No,
he's
it's
German.
not.
Yeah, I
Are
saw
you
the video
serious?
yesterday.
Oh, that's
I was
funny.
like, "What?" I was like, "Okay, I was 56 before I realized that." That's so
Damn.
funny. Yeah. Oh, no, how about okay, this is silly. Not silly, but it's like, how can you be outraged? I get is there a time limit on outrage, right? So there's a video that's resurfaced of it's like a bunch of actors. Chelsea Handler had this show,
Hmm.
and so she would have dinner and drinks with people and they would talk. And so Jennifer Garner was there and Regina King was there among some others.
Oh, I saw that
People
one.
are
Jennifer.
mad. Yeah, they're mad at Jennifer Garner. I'm
Yeah.
like, can you be mad
Yeah.
6
She
years
kind of.
later?
I mean, you can be mad because you never found out about it, but I mean, yeah, she was being mad. She was being hella
Yeah, that
shady.
yeah, I don't
She was
understand that.
being
So
hella
guys, if you don't
shady.
know, so Regina King is saying how she's from LA. So when people are talking about LA, she's like, you don't know the real LA because I'm from LA. And Jennifer Garner interjects is like, but do you know where your ancestors come from?
Mm,
Thinking that
mm.
she was like, yeah, it's a slave triangle, Sierra
Exactly.
Leone,
But it's the way she
Liberia.
said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it was the
She
way
said
she
it in
said it.
such a
I wonder
like
if
a
that's edited at all though. It was
snooty
it
way,
was a yeah.
like it was like because Regina was just kind of going on about how nice it is to be from LA, and it was kind
Right.
of a light tone. She wasn't trying to
Yeah.
be anything, but then Jennifer just interjected
He's like,
in
"But do you
such a
know where your ancestors
yeah,
come from?"
like
It was
what, like
I
why is
wonder if there
that
was some
left
editing.
field?
People went in on her, right? She's not even married to Ben because he was a slaver, because from,
He sure was a slave owner.
Finding Your Roots,
Yeah,
they found that his family, his
own
ancestors
slaves.
owned slaves, and he had it suppressed from the episode because whenever stuff comes up, Skip Gates always gives you the option of like, "Do you want us to tell this?" Or everybody else says, well, I won't say everybody else says
That
because I don't
almost
know,
cost
but
him the show. That almost cost him that show.
yeah, they
Allowed them to
found
suppress
out
that.
how they found out
Yeah.
was because when all those texts got hacked into, it was in
Mm-hmm.
some of the texts. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're gonna tell the story, but not tell that story, dude.
You
Just
got to
don't.
tell the story. Yeah, don't be you. We all know you from Boston, so that
Right.
automatically gives you like a check in the possible racist box. You know what I'm saying?
Is that like the Twitter
Right?
check?
Yeah, it's like you like we already looking at you kind of sideways because you from Boston. It's like mm, you know, and now you're suppressing your stuff. The only thing that kind of gives Ben some sort of like grace
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that not only is he married to Jennifer Lopez for a second time around, but he also speaks fluent Spanish. And so it's
Yeah.
like, and it's not like European Spanish, it's really like broken, like down
Yeah.
home, real Spanish. It's like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I don't. That's why I think it's so ridiculous that he wanted to suppress it. Nobody, you didn't own slaves, Ben.
No,
Yeah,
and
and
the
I'm
fact
sure it's
that you want to suppress it,
embarrassing or it's
yeah,
hurtful or whatever, but so what?
it
It
makes it look
should be more
worse when you're trying to
embarrassing when you
suppress
try
it.
to hide it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because there are
Most
hella
definitely.
people that are on that show that find out that, like, and they're devastated. They are just
Did you see
absolutely
Issa Rae's
devastated.
one where she found out that her people were all freed? Like she came from her lineage as
Mhm.
free people. I thought
Mhm.
that was dope.
Mhm.
Thought that was dope.
Yeah, some of that stuff it's heartbreaking. So, yeah, but you just roll with it. So, yeah. All right, what else?
What else has been going on? I don't know what else has been going on. I think the Republican, the primaries and shit, all those debates about to start up. So that's about to be flooding our airways over the next few
Is
months.
Trump is he gonna participate?
I don't know. I think that's what we're still waiting to see if he's going to officially be running or whatever. But you know what? Them Trump stickers are already out. I'm here in North Carolina, and these
Yeah.
motherfuckers are already pulling out their Trump stickers. They are all on the back of trucks
Are they new
already.
ones? Or are they
Yeah.
from the
Oh,
ones they
yeah.
already
Trump
had? Okay.
2024. Oh, Trump 2024 is out.
Okay.
And I'm happy. I'm like, okay, I'm glad that you guys are back so I can know who I'm dealing with, who I'm riding next to. And so
Well, you already knew that. I mean,
there's a pickup. So we were going in Chipotle um last week, and there's a big pickup in front of us, and he had
mhm.
like 4 Trump stickers on the back of his shit, right?
4.
Oh, 4 of them. Oh, he was proud Trump guy. And so my SUV is completely blacked out. And
Mhm.
so
Isn't that
it's
against the law? Have you been pulled over?
it's only against the law if you get caught. So,
Okay. You
you
sound
know,
like Jackson.
It's only this fall forget. And then when I go for inspections, I got a guy. I be like, yo, I give him a couple extra dollars. He pushes it through
Mhm.
the inspection, so ain't no issues there. Anyway, so I like he pulls into the shopping center. I'm right behind him, and so my sons are in the car. They look at me because they already seen the back of the joint or whatever. Now I'm saying I see the back of the joint too, and we pull in, and of course he's a good old boy and got a couple good old girls in the car with him or whatever,
Mhm.
older. You know what I mean? Look like they had like 12 6-packs too many or whatever,
Oh.
and
Mhm.
so but I am who I am, so I always exercise my Second Amendment right, and I open carry with my gun out all the time,
Okay.
no matter what. So he parks up, I park up right in front of him or whatever. I get out the car and I just look at him,
You didn't say
just
hello?
stare. No, I just stare,
Uh-huh.
and then I close the car, and then I walk up my way to walk purposely past them so I
So
can
'cause
turn around so they can see that I carry my gun on me, and then we all walk in the Chipotle with them right behind me. I didn't even hold the door for them. Or
you
whatever.
didn't.
No, fuck no. Why would I? They already made themselves known, and I made myself known, or whatever. And then it was up to them to be all Trumpy if they wanted to, but they
Oh,
chose not to, which is
okay.
interesting. I
Well, I
never get
mean,
issues with people. I find it, I'm glad I don't run into issues, but it's like, oh, all these things you see online about people getting harassed, it never happens to me. I wonder if the fact I'm 6'4" black man with a gun on my hip all the
yeah, that
time.
could be
Yeah,
it.
that could be it.
That
But no
could
one
be
ever says anything to me. I don't. I
it.
No one ever says anything to me, no matter what they feel, no matter what. They don't.
Well, that's good. I think
No,
that's good.
I
I
think
think
my
that's
wife,
a good thing.
right? Because she was like, I don't know what you do. Somebody say something to you. I don't know
Yeah.
either. You
Well,
know,
just ignore them. I think you would just ignore them. That's what you would do.
it depends.
You would just ignore them. Yes.
It depends.
Yes.
It
Yes.
depends.
You just ignore them. All right. So this, I don't know if this is a hot topic, but I was reading, and I'm gonna take my glasses off for this one. So the Los Angeles Dodgers have re-signed outfielder Andrew Tolles. Apparently, he has schizophrenia. He hasn't played since 2018. But if he wasn't on the team, he wouldn't have access to health insurance and mental health services. So they have re-signed him every year since 2018. So
That's awesome. Like
yeah,
that stuff like that gives you glimmers of hope for people that there's somebody in that organization that's like, look, this man needs health coverage. Like
hmm,
and it's important that he gets it because you see examples of like Delonte West, who was an NBA player who played for LeBron James, who played with LeBron James in Cleveland for many years. He has schizophrenia, and there'll be every couple of years there'll be frequent videos of him online where he's homeless on the
oh
street,
wow, yeah. This
struggling.
guy has been till they found him like behind a field, the
Yeah,
FedEx field or something. They were saying
and
the
I
build,
wish the
oh, the
NBA
FedEx
team
building.
I wish the NBA team would reach out and try
I
to sign
wish that
him to
you could
get
have
coverage.
mental health. You could have like that. It wasn't that it was a right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? To
I would
have health insurance.
I would think once you play a professional sport, you should have lifetime health coverage. But you
Yeah,
don't, like, not even NFL players. I think of all the sports, NFL players should
definitely.
have
In
lifetime,
hockey,
and hockey. Yeah, like these two
any
sports
contact sport.
where hockey players are literally running around on razor sharp blades
Mhm.
and like getting sliced up when somebody blades hit them in the face. Football players getting CTE left and right, and they don't have lifetime health insurance coverage. It's crazy to me. And it's gonna take like a protest or
Well,
some
that's
sort of.
because young people play football and they think they're invincible and they'll do anything. They love football. They'll do anything, I think,
It's
to
crazy. I've
play.
I've seen so many of these older NFL players do interviews and say that even knowing everything they know now, they would
They'd
still go
still
back
play.
and play football because
Wow.
of how football changed their, like, financial trajectory of themselves
Mhm.
and their families. So they're like, if that means I got to get CTE so my
Jeez,
grandkids or my grandkids'
man.
grandkids can be set financially, then they'll do it.
Wow.
It's like, damn, like that's tough. I get it, but
Mhm.
that's tough. That's tough. But some of these dudes, they can't even, like, they talk about the struggles just with getting out of bed in the morning, being able to
Yeah.
walk. Like
Mhm.
Shannon Sharp, this guy's in immaculate shape, had a double hip replacement. Like that is why.
He did?
Mhm. Yep.
Wow. Double hip replacement. Jeez, that's a yeah, yeah, that's just the beating that that they
Their
take.
body takes. Yep.
Who's calling me? Hey, gotta
It's
go.
probably Barack. Is that Barack or
Yeah,
Michelle calling you? Which one is that calling? You know, Trish Rolodex is like a who's who of who's who.
that's hilarious. Yeah, that was a bat phone.
Which one is that? Michelle needs some sugar.
Um,
She wants you to bring some sugar
yeah,
over.
right. I know. That's so funny because I do borrow. My neighbors don't borrow from me, but I borrow from them all the time. At least I do from Jen, for the one right across the street. Ariel was making some treats for Beanie or last week, and she's like, "We don't have any eggs." I was like, "Ask Miss Jen." I said, "Oh, I'll text her." I'm like, "Hey Jen, do you have any eggs? Can you spare 2 eggs?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I have 2 dozen. I just bought them."
When y'all gonna start
Who
your
buys
vegan,
who
your
buys two
vegan?
dozens of eggs?
I
They
do.
they must eat a lot of eggs.
I buy 2 dozen eggs every week. Well, I
And what
got
do you do with them?
them kids run through my eggs, man. Like my kids are
They
cooks,
do.
so they'll
Oh
make
yeah, you
themselves
did say
eggs.
that. Mm-hmm.
They make their own waffle and pancake batter or whatever. So yeah, they run through eggs like it's going out of
Yeah,
style.
we don't. I usually just buy them to make something because we don't. Otherwise, we don't eat them. So,
Yeah,
but were you saying? What about? Were you saying about being vegan? What?
yeah. I said when y'all gonna start selling those vegan dog treats that y'all been making.
Oh, they're not. They're not vegan.
Oh, I thought they were like vegan.
No, they're organic. They
Oh,
have
okay.
whole wheat. Yeah, because they have wheat. They have whole wheat flour,
Okay.
and like some of them have applesauce. Some of them have um yogurt and egg, and then cheese or
So
peanut
you guys got a
butter or
company name yet?
Yeah, they're Beanie's treats, but Ariel will not. She
I
won't.
love it.
She won't do it.
She won't.
I made her flyers.
Yeah.
She has the recipes. She has the mold.
Oh,
She has the bags to put them in, the little stickers to put on
man,
them,
look at that. Just drop that
and
IG page and start pumping them things out.
she won't do it. She doesn't want to work.
Uh,
She's a bum. She's a bum.
she's like, look, I can hire somebody to come do this for me, and then we
And
can market it.
and she has a job. Like she's been offered a job at a restaurant near our house, and she took her paper in weeks ago. She was hanging out with my mom. So she was like, "Well, I'm hanging out with Nana. I can't go." They were like, "When Ariel, when can you come and train?" And then she finally came back, for school. And I said, they're like, they want to know which days I can train. And they're like, well, they want to know which days I can work. And I said, well, you don't want to work every Saturday. So say every Sunday and every other Saturday. She's like, they want one more day. I said, give them Tuesday or Wednesday then. Come
Did she
on.
give it to him?
I don't know. I told her to. I'm like, tell them Tuesday or Wednesday. Cause knowing her, I would say Thursday because you want to be, if it's busy, the day goes by shorter.
Yep.
But knowing her, she wouldn't want it to be busy. So
This would be crazy.
it's a
Yep.
server's assistant. And I think she's nervous.
I
Like when
think
she,
restaurant industry is always something
yeah,
to be nervous about when you
yeah,
first get into it. But hey, the lessons you're gonna learn working in the restaurant industry will last you a lifetime. But
yeah, I think she was anxious when she worked that day, like, I'm like, "Oh, you're doing just clearing plates." She said, well, she was taking food too. So, yeah, I think it caused her
yeah,
some low key anxiety. I mean,
exactly.
I couldn't work in a restaurant. I'd be like, if it's self-serve,
Nah, I get that
put
part.
everything out for you.
I never did like a
So,
serving restaurant, but I did McDonald's and Bojangles. That was
oh,
fun.
I did. I worked at Wendy's, even though my mother says she does not remember me working at Wendy's. I, she keeps telling my kids that I didn't work.
Like your mama lying. She ain't never worked. She ain't never
She's
worked.
like she's like, she didn't work at Wendy's." I was like, "Ma, I worked at the Wendy's in Oakland, right on Pitt's campus. I took two." She's, "How'd you get there?" I said, "I took 2 buses." "You didn't take 2 buses." I was like, "Yes, I
Oh,
did. I
look
took 2 buses to get there." She's like, "No, you didn't." I'm like, "I worked there for 3 months. Just became too much because it was so far."
yeah.
Because I lived way out in the suburbs. I went way into town.
Your mom said you
I got you.
lying.
She's like, "No." I wore white nursing shoes. I had the pants and the shirt, and the shirt were
Yo,
like,
goodness gracious. Yeah,
she's like
before. Yeah,
she's like, "I made it up." She's like, I made the whole thing up." So,
that's funny.
yeah. What was your first job?
My very first job was it was Bojangles.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
Bojangles?
Bojangles is my very first job, I think. If I remember. Like my first real job. And I did like cutting grass and shit, but
Yeah,
yeah, my first real
but
job
where you had to fill out
was
paperwork.
working at Boji's.
Yeah, that was mine when I had to fill out paperwork. I created this drink. It was called the Suicide. It was all the drinks.
Oh man, I drink that's my drink now. I love that shit.
Oh, important, all the drinks?
Yeah, every time I go, I don't care what drink. If I'm at a movie theater and I'm getting like little ices or whatever, I like, yo, all of them. Like mix all the ices together.
That
all the
is so
time.
funny. Yeah,
Like
I
that's the
used to
only way
mix
to drink
all
it.
the like Coke, everything,
Yep.
Mountain Dew. I mix it all together
Man, when I was working at Bojangles, we take so much food home at night. This was like, oh my god! Like we would make fresh chicken
just to take home.
just to take home. I'm talking about fresh chicken, fresh dirty rice, fresh mac and cheese. Like I ate so much, like I don't even fuck with Bojangles chicken no more. Not because I don't, just I ate so much, and I became a great biscuit maker because you got to learn how to make biscuits fresh.
Yeah, their
Yeah, oh
biscuit.
my
I've
god.
only had Bojangles one time,
Yeah,
and I do remember the biscuits being good.
yeah.
So
I can verify Bojangles
the
makes
chicken
their
was a little greasy,
biscuits
but yeah.
fresh, like very fresh. You roll it out. I'm talking about flour, butter, mix it, bake it. Everything happens in the store. Nothing frozen and coming back out.
Oh
So,
wow. Okay.
mm-hmm. Biscuits are amazing.
All
Most
right.
definitely.
So our main topic is I'm gonna have to get real close on this one. It's 12 ways to kill your culture.
Oh,
So we love a countdown. So
I love a
I gotta
cup.
take my glasses off. Am I gonna do this with my
Uh
glasses
oh.
off? I gotta take them off. Sorry. Um, refuse number 12. Refuse to adapt.
My God. How many times have you seen that where the old leadership is just like, this is how we've always done it. We're just going to keep doing it like this. And, it's going to work. And no one adapt changing times, i.e., Blockbuster, when
Right.
Netflix came around and refused to adapt. Now, they killed their culture, didn't they?
Yep. Well, for sure.
Culture don't even exist no more.
For sure. They definitely killed it. Um, all right, number 11, restructure badly.
My God. When you fire a bunch of people and then you go ahead and just give everyone that's left a whole ass of work for all the people you let go, talking about you restructuring. So now you have 3 times to work with,
Oh no. Or you announce you're going to downsize,
mm,
but then you're creating new positions. So you're actually letting go of people,
oh,
and then they fight. What do I call it? What's that movie called? Hunger Games. They do Hunger Games over the openings.
yep, yep, yep.
And
All
then
the internal
people
back
start
and forth.
interviewing, and they're like, "Well, I got to interview because I'm not sure if I'm going to get this job." And you
Yep,
interview for your job, like that's the Hunger Games part. Like you interview, fight to the death,
yep.
for your job. So yeah, it makes to me that has never made any
No,
sense.
it doesn't.
Okay, number 10, allow bureaucracy.
Oh, what do they mean by that?
I don't know, but I would just
Allow.
think that politics and just
Yeah, I think
everybody
that's what
gets
that means.
bogged down in all the nonsense.
But
There's
how do
no
you?
one voice.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of corporate environments though, where you do have that bureaucratic environment where it's
Mhm.
a lot of politics, a lot of who you went to lunch with, who you played golf with, which hand you shake, which party
Right,
you
like
got invited
the dude
to.
who what was his name?
Our
What's
guy, our guy who moved on up
yeah.
because he
Who
goes to the right parties.
he just talked golf.
Yeah, exactly. Just hey, let's talk about this over some top golf, some wings and
Right.
beer. Maybe we slide in the back and do a line of Coke and some
Right.
Xanax or
Oh my
whatnot.
gosh, please. That's so
I've
funny.
literally been there. I have been to those corporate environments. Like, hey, Shane, you coming
What?
to the bathroom? I'm like, what you need? Nah. They were like, you coming to the bathroom a little bit? I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm good on it.
No. Oh
Oh,
my
I assure
gosh.
you, my God. When my early staffing days when working staff, man, we go for like a little, team building night out.
Mhm.
My gosh, nothing but they hand out Xanax like it was like a party favor before we went to the places where we went, and then they'd hit the bathroom and do lines,
That
and
is
then
crazy. I was flicking channels last night, and there's a show on HBO called Telemarketer. And it's
mm,
a documentary of this telemarketing firm, a
yeah,
CMG or something. And there's one guy, the best guy there, he did smack. He did heroin. He would go out
yeah.
at lunch and get
I want to go look at that
and they
because
started making they were like, "Let's just make a like, let's just film each other." It's like, it's
what?
crazy. He
Okay,
went to
I'm
go
gonna
get
watch that.
drugs, and then he's like, he comes back, he's doing his little script. He's like, he gets a sale. He's like, "See, I wasn't able to do that before I got that before I got the heroin."
Okay, okay, I'm
It's
watching that.
so insane that you're like, "Is this real? Like, is this real?" It's called Telemarketer on HBO. It's crazy.
Definitely watching telemarketing. That sounds hilarious.
All right, number 9, work in silos.
Ooh. no team collaboration. Everyone does their thing, and I don't know what you're doing. I don't care what you're doing.
Mhm.
I don't worry about what you're doing. I just do this right here only. Right. And now I think in
Mhm.
some areas that might be good, but you got to be a collaboration, especially like talent acquisition, because you may have somebody that doesn't fit your role, but I may
Right.
have a role that can fit that person. You may slide that person over,
Mhm.
help it out. Sales positions, especially in sales,
Yeah.
when you are trying to like sales build out, and you may not like you just may run out of spots in your territory, but that rep or that leader can work for another territory. You got to be able to
Mhm.
talk. You got to talk.
Yep. Yep, for sure. All right, number 8, pay lip service to values. Oh, I've seen that where they
My
talk
God.
about their corporate.
Corporate values,
Yeah,
these pillars of success that holds up this company.
right.
We strive every day to live up to the virtues and the values that our founders created, and they don't do shit.
Right. I saw this
I
in
gotta do.
action the last company that I worked for as consultant for. Not the last one, but yeah, the last one. Remember the girl who lied about having the degree and put it on her resume and then said, "Oh, it was a typo. It was a typo."
Yeah,
Like
live.
a ghost. Chat GPT. She was ahead of her time. She was using AI. That's how that happened.
That's exactly how that happened.
And the manager hired her anyway, and I was like, "She goes against the corporate with all this stuff you guys spew
Yeah,
about, your morals and all the things you held, dear and near and dear to you, uh, being honest,
yeah. No, it doesn't matter.
pillars of I'm like, "Come
It
on."
doesn't matter.
Like,
Pillars
she
don't matter.
lied.
Once
She
once they've decided that they want somebody, they'll go through heaven and earth to get that person in the order. They will redo the
Yeah.
job description. You've seen them redo job
Yeah.
descriptions
But
to
no,
fit
no, no, the job
somebody.
description didn't have to have a degree. It said, "Or commensurate experience." So she
Mm,
did it for nothing.
she lied for no
'Cause
reason.
there was no need to redo the job description because it already said it. But no, ChatGPT. That's who
Yes, it was chat.
that's who did it. Yeah.
Using
Kids, be
chat for
careful when you're
evil.
using ChatGPT to do your resume because it might just make up some stuff that you don't have. So anyway. Don't develop people.
Oh
Gosh.
my gosh. Yeah, you just hire people. And that's when you have leadership who's scared that they're going to find their replacement. And
Mhm.
so instead of being a good leader is always looking for their next person to replace them because
Right.
they're going to be moving on. So they want somebody else to come up. But bad leaders want to hire people who are unqualified to be a leader, but qualified to do their job that they get hired for. And they don't have any ambition or think to even try to groom them to be leaders.
Right.
And those people end up leaving the company anyway. And
Mhm.
after a couple of years, those folks will leave the company because they realize that they're in a in a rut and no one's going to develop them.
Yep. There was a guy that was a director at a company I worked for years ago, and that's what he did. He hired people that could do his job,
That's strong. That's strong.
and they did his job, but then he didn't develop them. And you know what I mean? There was this one girl in particular. She would interview, she would never get jobs because he didn't develop her. Like
Mm,
she didn't have like the awareness of herself. She didn't,
yeah.
there were a lot of things that she was lacking. Like she could do like the job,
Right.
but there were pieces that, she wasn't gonna be able to manage people. So she could, yeah. Anyway, she ended up getting fired, I think. So yeah, there's that. Number 6, promote the wrong people
Whoo. That happens all the time.
all the time.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
That goes back to what we were talking about earlier, the bureaucracy.
Mhm.
Because the only way wrong people get promoted is because they know the right people.
Yes.
Like they are friends with the right people, and then those right people want to keep their friends close, so they promote the wrong people. And
Mhm.
then they work hard to keep those wrong people in those positions. And instead of firing them, what's crazy in corporate America is that a lot of times you can be the wrong person in a leadership role, and the other leaders will know you're a wrong person, but instead of
Mhm.
firing you, they'll promote you into another
Yeah.
leadership role because they're like, well, maybe they'll do better as a leader over there.
Right. Yeah,
Or
yeah,
maybe
you'll
if we
do
give
better over
them,
there.
maybe if we separate them, give them
It's
another
like
tier separation away from
mhm.
people, direct people leadership,
It's
then
like
then they'll be
passing a bad
exact.
penny or something, yeah.
What? Like just fire them? No, let's promote them up or promote them laterally or whatever the case may be. So yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um So funny.
I mean, it happened. Look, we're gonna start a an uncensored channel where we're gonna actually drop
Oh,
names.
yeah, we did say
We're gonna start that so y'all can actually know
that.
which companies
Is
to
it
avoid.
Patreon?
Yeah, we might do it on Patreon. We all can actually know the names of these companies that actually do this shit that we. And this is not us gossiping. This is us. We've seen it with our own
Right.
eyes.
Yes.
We've
Yeah.
experienced it. Yes, we have, and
Yeah,
whatnot.
we need something a little bit more interactive too, so,
Yeah,
yeah, because we always record, so at least for that, it's live when you do that, so, yeah.
facts.
Alright, let's see, keep employees in the dark.
Whoo, my gosh. Were they information stingy? Oh, I know this, but I can't tell you this. So I'm gonna keep
Mhm,
this to myself because
mhm.
this is the sacred information. It's my precious, and like it kills the company culture because everyone's in the dark.
Yep,
Everyone's wondering every day you come to work, you're wondering, well, what's going on? I'm seeing new faces. I'm seeing things get packed up. I'm seeing like what employees
yep.
hate that.
Years ago, I was, I was a consultant for Amgen, and they had a drug that got black box labeled, and they were getting rid of they were stopping all off-market use of this drug, and they were stopping all their building, like, they were building stuff in Cork, Ireland. They
Mm,
stopped everything, and they were gonna get rid of the, RPO. Well, I'm sure there was in the contract, it said they have to give so much notice and pay so much. You think the RPO did that, like, did us a solid and gave us a heads up? They let us know 2 weeks before.
whew,
Yep, they could have given us a head, but they figured, "We
weeks,
gotta
yeah,
keep them because we need them."
the kid told y'all weeks and weeks ahead of that.
Yeah, so we could plan. So, yeah, because it was right in, like, 2007, so, like, the worst time to be laid off because 2008, the market
Yeah,
crashed.
that shit was horrible.
Um, alright, number 4, fail to recognize good work.
Yeah, you got to acknowledge why am I working so hard if you're not even going to tip your hat to me
Mhm.
a little bit.
Right.
I need you to, I don't need you to put me up on a pedestal and carry me around the city, but at least acknowledge the fact that the shit that I'm doing is making a difference in
But
this
those are people
company.
that are insecure, they don't notice that, right? Or if they do, it's all like
I
it's
mean, I think anybody would want to, after a while, if my hard work, my dedication is not being recognized in some manner, whether it be excellent numbers on my performance evaluations, therefore I get a little pay bump, or I get promoted up into another role, or like just some sort of acknowledgement that the work I'm doing is making a positive impact on the organization is necessary. And I'm not talking about main, trivial things, but if I'm, a big contributor on the project, or if an idea that I had came into fruition to turn into
right.
something else, like acknowledge who I am. Like, who's the scientist that accidentally discovered Viagra? Did Pfizer ever pump him up? Like, is Viagra the guy's name?
The one who's
Like,
ruined lives, ruined
yeah,
countless
like
lives.
who's that guy who accidentally came upon that? Like, he should like. I
Well, it
hope
was a heart
Viagra is named after
medication.
him.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
heart medication
and
that
then they
had a side
discovered that it
effect. Yeah,
was Viagra.
an
Yeah,
unlikely side effect. Um, okay, let's see. Number 3, micromanage.
yeah, that's almost worse. Golly, that motherfucker was always on your shoulder. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, how are you? Just checking in. See that we monitoring the
Give me
computers, and we see
reports.
that yeah, we see that your computer's been idle for the last 5 minutes. Just wondering,
Wait a
hey,
minute.
is everything okay? Is everything all right? Is that fine? We
My
need you to.
sister works at Merck, and she said that they can count keystrokes.
Oh yes, yes. Look at
Like, they'll
that.
see if you're just idle.
Yeah,
That is
listen,
insane.
that's crazy. That's insane. Because I
That's
can tell you,
insane.
you don't. I think if everyone is honestly real, you don't need 8 hours to do your job. Because like the core, I can tell as like in TA and don't take 8 hours. But like there's 8 hours of work to do, but your core of your job, sourcing, recruiting, there's only but so many emails you can send in a day. There's only but so many calls you can
Mhm.
make. There's only but so, especially when you're doing niche recruiting for specific skill
Right.
sets. Like it ain't but so many. So there's maybe like 2 hours of work you can do as far as like your work is concerned.
Well, if you're
Yeah,
interviewing, though,
yeah, and then everything else is
that's gonna take you
fillers.
away from your well,
Yeah,
see, what
like
happens is that you in TA or probably in a lot of jobs, you find yourself like, you have all this set you this thing all these things you have planned to do, but you find yourself reacting to other people's emergencies.
exactly.
So
You're always
that's what
putting out
like, your
fires.
work is not
No,
probably not
your
8
work is
hours worth,
no.
but it becomes you're working, 10, 12 hours because
You putting
all
out
day
fires
you
for
did
8 hours.
what somebody else wanted. Yeah. But
Yep.
then you get to do your work. Then you
Doing a
get to do
bunch of
your work at
admin shit.
5. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where artificial intelligence is going to cost a lot of jobs because AI is going to come in. They can do a lot of that admin work
Mhm.
that holds up progress in companies. And companies are like, oh, well, I can cut my staff now because I'll get the AI to do all this work and then get only 2 or 3 people to do all the really heavy lifting and everything else. So, master AI so you can look proficient, so you can have
Right.
AI do all your work for you
Mhm.
and you look like an all-star.
Well, it's funny because school teachers are starting to get hip to they know their students are using AI, so they are trying to help them to use AI, but not give them homework that lets them solely rely on
I think
AI.
that is the smartest thing to do, man. I love that you said that because I think the worst thing we can do is in education, especially, is act as if AI doesn't exist and you need to
Mhm.
outlaw it or ban it because AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And
Right.
shout out to University of Phoenix. They've invited me to do a session with them about AI's impact
They
on diversity in
have?
education. So I'll be doing that in September. We'll
Wow.
be talking about AI in education. But yeah, AI is here. So what you can do is teach your students how to properly use AI and how to use AI to be a basis of coming into your research. Use AI to kind of give you a
Mhm.
springboard and how to properly research as opposed to just depending solely on the information you get from the AI or whatever.
That is so funny because I was like, I don't know, I'm not usually on, like, Instagram or anything, but last night I was looking at all these messages people sent you had sent me a bunch, then I started sending you a bunch of stuff, and that was one I don't know if that was one of them, but I think I saw it on the news. I was, "Ooh," and I meant to text you when I saw it. But
No, I
see,
think
you're
you did send me
simpatico.
that one. Hmm.
Did I? Because I thought it was my local news.
No, you sent me the thing about the teachers found out about students who were using Chat GPT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I did then. I thought it was my local news, but maybe it wasn't. I was on I was look and then I started liking my own stuff. I was like, "Wait a minute, I just sent that to Shayne." I'm
Hey,
like,
you
"What
had me confused. I was looking through it. I'm like, why is there a like next
why
to
am
it?
I liking
I'm
stuff?"
like, did I like this already? I'm like, I didn't think I
I said,
liked
"How do
it.
I like it? Because that's crazy." And it was like, "No, it wanted to
I was
unsend." I'm like,
so, like, I was so confused looking at it.
because I
I'm
didn't
like,
realize it wasn't going back to the top. It was
yeah.
putting him at the bottom. And I was like I
Oh
went
my
back in. I
god.
was like, "He sent me all
Listen,
this?"
you gave me confusion. I was like, did I just black out and like all this stuff and forgot I liked it?
That's like I was
Oh.
texting Jackson yesterday. I said, I wrote, I'm making cookies for dinner. He said, for dinner? Tacos. I
It's
must
like,
have been thinking
okay.
about cookies.
It's
So when
like,
he
all
got
right.
home, he was like, you said you're, he said, Mom, you said you were making cookies for dinner. I said, I did not. That is insane. He showed me the
I was
text.
like, I got the receipts.
I
Where
said,
my
you did
cookies
that.
at?
You changed my words. You changed them easily. I promise you I did not.
Yo, Jackson was
He
like, yo, where the macadamia nuts at, man? With
Because I said to
chocolate
Eric,
chip.
I told Jackson I was making tacos for dinner, and he's like, "For dinner?" Like, saying, like, that was too late, like, because he was like, "For dinner?" And I took it that, like, he was saying, "Well, it's lunchtime. That's
Yeah,
dinner's." He's asking for money for food because Jackson asked for $20 a day. He's like,
that's
I
light.
could feed the homeless, the poor.
I mean,
They say a
$20 a
dollar 99
day.
a day.
Yo,
He's like, "Just give me $20 a
I
day." And
think that's pretty reasonable, Trish. I'm not mad at him for that. $20 a day in Decatur and Atlanta is pretty reasonable to eat.
that's if you
Like how
eat at home. Eat
like
at home.
Chipotle alone, one Chipotle meal is like $11.
No,
Nah, I
eat at
mean,
home then,
like
dude. Eat at home.
you go get a
Yeah.
nice salad from Panera Bread, that's like
No,
twelve
he doesn't
dollars.
need to. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. He needs to eat at home. And that's the problem. I like a couple weeks ago, I cooked um I'm trying to make the things that he would like. So I
Mm-hmm.
made this one hamburger casserole. He ate it like maybe twice. That was it. I made him shrimp and grits the next week. He ate it once.
Mm. I mean, I
So,
ain't mad at him because I think grits are disgusting.
oh, you don't like grits?
I'm a creamy wheat guy.
Wait a minute, but no, 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 no. I mean, savory, not sweet.
Well, I mean,
Savory.
breakfast shouldn't be savory.
No, but it shouldn't be savory?
No, I mean not grits. I mean, like I said, like
Well, so
grits.
you're okay,
I'm
but see, when I was a kid, when I ate grits, I put sugar on them. But
and
as
now
an
you're
adult, I
you
mix them
put
with cheese
salt.
and eggs
Yeah, I can't.
or with shrimp.
My wife loves grits. I mean, she's from Charleston, so it makes sense, you know.
I
All of
grew
them.
up with cream of wheat. I love cream of wheat.
I
My
love
cream of
cream.
wheat was always lumpy.
Guaranteed 100% no lie. My earliest memory in life, like literally, my earliest memory in life
Mhm.
is my mother holding me, feeding me cream of wheat in a bottle. I lied to
You
you not.
remember
I
that?
remember that shit like it was fucking yesterday.
How old were you?
Months old. I don't know, bro. That cream of wheat made such an impact on my soul. That motherfucker was just like imprinted in my
That is
mind for
so
life.
funny.
I remember the bottle. I'm trying to tell you, like fucking real talk.
That's a because I remember. I think I remember when I was a kid, and my grandfather he smoked, and he dropped the cigarette, like the tip part, the ash, in my diaper.
What the
Yeah. I think I remember that. I was probably like, I think I remember that.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And I have the scar.
That is
Yeah, I have the
hilarious.
scar. And I don't know if it's just they talked about it so much or if I remember it. I think I remember it. So I don't know.
Was it an accident?
Oh yeah, of course it was.
Oh,
He was devastated. No, no, he was devastated.
the
I
motherfucker
think
see you walking past and just like
no,
driving.
I was probably sitting in his lap and he's smoking and
That's
yeah.
funny.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think we all have that first memory. But yeah, that is I mean, I would think, yeah, you get burned as a baby. That shit
Yeah, I
imprint
think I
in
remember
your
that.
mind. Yeah.
All right. What did I say? Number 3 was micromanage. Number 2 is don't clarify roles.
Everyone's confused about what they do. You doing something, then the person next to you is doing the same exact thing you're doing. And it's like, why are we doing the same thing? Like,
Mhm.
same project. Yeah, gotta have clarity. And that's a lot of times because companies don't have a good structure. No one knows what they're doing. No one knows. No one knows who to report to. It's
Right.
always confusion about who do I get my direction from. And so everyone's getting direction from somebody else. And then those leaders don't talk to each other. So they're giving out the same directions to people to go do the
Mhm.
same things. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane. Um Number 1, let's see. I have my little thing. I never use my little thing, Shane.
What is the number
My little
one?
sound machine. Is this let's laugh. Sorry, let's laugh. Oh, okay, we need drum. Wait, that's number 1. Disrespect people.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that kills culture all day long. Talk down to
Yeah, when
people.
you're not
You talk.
respected.
Yeah, you talk down to your people because you think they're less than you. That's probably why you don't give them the information that they need to have. And then when
Mhm.
they ask you the information, you tell them just know your place basically, or you send little snarky little emails to people, little short
Mhm.
responses.
Mhm.
Yes, the fucking disrespect.
Yeah, that gives me yeah, just ugh, makes me
Remember,
nauseous thinking about
remember that
it.
one company we were working for, and
Ugh.
they promoted that younger person to the leadership role when everyone else thought that they should have, and everyone quit the team. The company
Yes.
that was based in the Northeast in Boston area,
No, I don't
and
remember that.
oh, she was young, and
She
she
was?
knew she knew the leader, she knew the vice president really well. And then when our leaders left, there were two leaders that left the company,
Okay.
and then they promoted her to the leadership spot where
Oh,
those two.
yes! I'm having
Yes.
a brain freeze.
Yeah.
I'm
Like, oh,
like,
yeah.
"What?" Oh, okay. Yeah,
She
that
was
was
starting.
ridiculous. She was like
Yeah,
2. She's
yeah.
gone, and she's gone.
I wouldn't. Not even surprised.
Yeah, she's gone.
Not even
Yeah,
surprised.
she was awful.
Yeah.
She was awful. She was awful. Alright, you see I have our banner up.
Yes. Banners up and
I
storm out.
remembered,
It felt
yeah, I
so
found
official when they popped out. I was like, "Oh,
I
we
know.
fancy.
Yeah, we are.
We fancy. We got
Um,
noise. We got noise machines and
I've
banners
had
and
that
shit."
noise machine for 6 months. I don't know. It was downstairs on the kitchen table, and finally I brought it upstairs, but it's probably been upstairs for 3 weeks, so I'll have to
There we
because
go.
I'll have to look at it more. Alright, so where can we be found?
Well, if you look at the bottom of our screen, you can definitely find us on YouTube and Spotify. But we're also on the Twitter. You can find or the X,
X.
X. Throw it up. Find us on the X. You know, where else can we? We're on any streaming platforms that you own or use. We're on Facebook. We're on IG. Get out there, follow us, like, subscribe, share, pass the word around. Funny, we try to put up more clips of our podcast. So you like clips, pass those clips around. Let's go viral. Yeah, we trying to do this full time.
Yeah, we are.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
okay.
podcast tours and
The
shit.
podcast is like, man, there's the subscribers are totally up just listening. Thanks guys for tuning in every week.
Appreciate it.
The podcast numbers are going up, up, up. The YouTube, it just kind of like there's like one or two videos that have lots, and then it's just not. I don't know. And
And we
like,
got
and
to
then we get a lot of we get a lot of traffic on the website too.
pump some more YouTube shorts, get those out there or whatever. But we
Yeah, I
got
don't know
y'all
what it is to get.
prepared to be sick of us because we're gonna be out
Yeah.
there. We're gonna be flooding everything.
Okay, so my sister, her husband, I guess I call him my brother-in-law. He's an idiot. Let me tell you what he said because they were driving. I don't think I mentioned it last week. They were driving home, and I said, "What's that noise? That better be us in the back. That better be my podcast." He said, "Oh, you have a podcast?" So he he wrote, "By the way, the podcast is pretty good. You and the guy have a nice flow together. Might I suggest a little more of him and perhaps a little less of you? Other than that, very solid."
See, that's what brothers are for. That's what brothers are
He's
for.
an
Just to talk
asshole.
shit. Just to
So
talk shit. That's
yes,
awesome.
I hate you, Bill.
Appreciate you listening.
I hate you. I hate you, Bill. So,
Shout out, Bill.
or as I like to say, fuck you, Bill.
I'm glad you recognize greatness, Bill. I'm glad you recognize greatness.
All right. So, what do we got coming up?
What do we have coming up? We have some guests coming up. We have some interesting takes on HR and work trends online. Next week, we will be back with our I Could Have Got Fired When segment. We've got some great responses, got some good stories online to talk to. And we're going to do some more reaction videos. We're going to react to some more of the things that we've been seeing online that's been happening in the workplace that's absolutely bananas. And,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about it.
Okay. All right then. Well, have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody.
Adios.
Thanks, Shayne. Bye.